All right, says I'm showing my screen. Okay, beautiful. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you sharing that information with me. Some of you guys are reaching out to me via phone. I always want to make sure we don't want to start a presentation. We've done that before where, sometimes you think technical, everything's working on your end, and then you find out halfway through, you're all excited, you're sharing some phenomenal information, and everyone couldn't even hear you or see your screen. So this is great. This is awesome. And so I'm going to go ahead and start the recording so you guys have a nice, clean recording to be able to share with your team. So I just want to welcome everyone to this phenomenal update, the IPN group update for March 7th, 2018. I just want to congratulate all those that have made it on to the company, into the team. We even talked about this amazing forging or fusion of two major companies globally from Europe, One Fashion Global with iProNetwork, and now we're becoming iProNetwork Global, which was revealed, I believe, last week. And I know people are ecstatic about that. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people now globally, and this movement is continuing to explode. And that group of people are extremely excited about what we have and what we're doing. And so let's talk about the tickets, right? We're talking about a record breaker moment here. I mean, this is crazy. The company has had 3 events, or actually two major events, but this will be their third. And usually it takes, to sell out tickets of, 500 to 600 at a venue, 650 at a venue, it takes a couple weeks, usually to a month, right? That's the norm. These tickets went on sale, and literally the tickets that were available at the time sold out within 2 hours. I mean, 2 hours, and it was even released at night. Now, a lot of people were saying, well, why didn't they release it out during the day? There's really no good time to release the tickets because it took 2 hours at night, but during the day it would have taken 5 minutes. And so what's transpired for those that are here and are thinking, well, how do I get my tickets? I heard that it was sold out. Well, the good news is the event coordinator who we're working with, top-notch team. I mean, some of you that have gone to our events before know who I'm talking about and who they are. And they've really negotiated with the hotel to really try to create more space, literally, to open it up for more tickets. I mean, that's the reality of it. And so the company right now wants to make sure that people can go. And I know that there's a limit, and it's still going to hit a limit, right? There's still a limit to how many seats for people to be able to come to the event. But I'm going to share through the presentation and through this update what we need to do and how you can basically get your ticket and how we're going to do that. But the main thing is the company is going to release an email explaining a lot of the details, and they're not going to reopen it up like they did before. There's a new method on how they're going to open it up for people that want to purchase tickets. And so let's talk about the lineup. Who's going to be at this event, right? I mean, that's important. Well, first of all, the people that are going to be at this event are world-class speakers. And Mr. Josh Tolley, who's a national syndicate talk show host. I mean, they call him the evangelopreneur. He's the type of person that has a lot of influence, not only in the business world, but also in the faith-based world. And he really loves God, and he's really impacting people internationally. We're talking about ranked top 100 business trainers in the whole entire world. He includes business, faith-based material, political, and cultural issues. He's also been on television appearances. He's appeared on CBS, NBC. You're talking about really a top-notch individual, and he's reached people in all 50 states and over 160 nations. So you may have heard of him, you may not have heard of him, but we're so blessed to have this gentleman at our event. I mean, it was amazing to be able to get him there. And this is a testimony that somebody said, look, I've been to experts like Tony Robbins. I've had professional business coaching, and I'm part of the national franchise, and I've learned more from Josh than all those previous mentioned. And this is a gentleman from Anytime Fitness, the owner of Anytime Fitness. So to say that he's learned more from a person like Josh, and Josh himself is a huge, huge, I would say, blessing to those that are going to be at this event to be able to hear from Josh Tolley. The next speaker on the lineup is Ingrid Vandervelt. Now, Ingrid Vandervelt she is a top-notch entrepreneur and speaker around the world. I mean, she's been featured on outlets including NBC, CNBC, Fox, ABC, US Today, Wall Street. I mean, you're talking about an individual that has global influence. And she's also been the founder and chairman Empowering a Billion Women by 2020. That's her goal, to empower a billion women. And she's the #1 financial empowerment community for women, giving them the tools, education, and the network to help them succeed as leaders and entrepreneurs. And she's spoken in 30 plus countries over the last 5 years on topics of entrepreneurship, innovation, technology, finance, and women empowerment. And I want you to know, and she's also been a part of, Oprah's, Super Soul 100 Global Leaders, ranked #1. And she's also literally been involved with basically doing hundreds of millions of dollars in business from what she's done. So somebody that you definitely want to be here to hear what she has to say. And I got to see her. She's actually also, I got to hear her on the YouTube on TED Talk and really hear her story. And let me tell you, she's phenomenal, and she just blows my mind with what she brings to the table. And again, world class especially for speaking to women. Now, obviously, men get a lot out of it, but her focus is really empowering women. So those that are women on this update webinar, or those that are women in the company, you're definitely going to want to glean off of what Ingrid has to offer. And then obviously we've got our keynote speaker coming back again, Mr. Kevin Harrington. And I don't need to say much more about him, but he's the IPN Advisor Board member. Those that have not gone to the last 2 events that he's been at, let me tell you, you've got to come to this event. He's phenomenal. I mean, he's the original shark. He was the original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. Also, he's the top. He invented the infomercial. Basically, he's the grandfather of the infomercial and inventor and of As Seen on TV. And he's done some phenomenal business in his life. I believe he's done over $9 billion in business over the last 20 years, helping companies and individuals be worth millions, tens of millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's been all over the world and been on so many shows. So we're blessed to have him as an advisory board member, but also as a keynote speaker, where you'll be able to rub elbows with this gentleman and be able to talk to him and see him. And then we've got also the headliner, keynote speaker coming back again, Mr. John C. Maxwell. Now, we were so blessed. Anybody that was at the Nashville event that we had several months ago and got to see Mr. John Maxwell, I mean, people were glued to their seat, and he was there for hours speaking, and nobody even wanted to leave. I mean, every word that came out of his mouth, people were just gleaning off of his wisdom and his understanding of just leadership. And if you don't know who he is, just understand he's been considered the #1 individual in the world talking about the subject of leadership, written more books than anyone else in the world on leadership. And in 2015, he reached a milestone of having trained leaders from every country in the world, the recipient of Mother Teresa Prize Global Peace and leader of the Leadership Network. Dr. Maxwell speaks each year to Fortune 500 companies, presidents of nations, and many of the world's top business leaders. So you're going to be able to be blessed by hearing again from him. And the fact that he'd come back again just speaks highly of what he believes who we are, so that's really cool. So let's talk about the hotel and the venue. The hotel is the Green Valley Ranch Resort. Now, in order for you to really benefit from this event, I really encourage you to book your hotel at the Green Valley Ranch. The reason why is because you're gonna have a lot of advantages by staying there. One, you're at the venue where everything's happening. When the venue, when the sessions are over, you can hang out with people, you can go up to your room. There's so much more convenience and to be in that exact hotel. And there's also a benefit is that the company wants to make sure that they prioritize those that are at the hotel, especially for the remaining tickets. So that means that, if you use the IPNG group code, there's a code that you get. If you use that code at this hotel, then you'll get an advantage of getting a ticket, because the company doesn't want to sell tickets to people that haven't committed to already booking their hotel, especially since there's so many people that want to go and there's so many people that are lining up. We don't want to reserve a ticket for somebody that in the future might say, look, I couldn't book my hotel, or something came up and I'm not going to go. And then you've got tickets out there that are not being used, especially when you've got people dying to come to this event. So the company is going to prioritize those that book their hotel with using the IPNG group code at the Green Valley Ranch. So just make a note of that. Tell your team that the very next thing you want to do, and the company is going to break this all down in an email, so don't worry. And in that email, it's going to explain the details about this, because they just want to make sure that you have the most amazing experience. And we know that people that are staying at the hotel will have a far greater experience than someone has to grab an Uber from blocks down, from far away to try to get there. And on top of that, they want to make sure that we prioritize the remaining tickets to people that actually are committed to going to the event and booking their hotel. So again, book your hotel. There'll be an instructional email explaining how to move forward with the group code when you call the hotel at the Green Valley Ranch. Let's talk about staying compliant. This is very, very important. We don't want people talking about speculation, and that's very important to understand what I mean by that. It's important to understand why we don't talk about speculation, because what ends up happening is that people end up literally doing things that are not compliant. And when you do things that are not compliant, you have risk of your account getting frozen or basically shut down. And we don't want that. We don't want that, because it's important that when we talk about iProNetwork Global, we're a learning and training company. We empower people to become entrepreneurs, to learn how to either open up an e-commerce business and make money in e-commerce, which we're going to talk about that in a second. And we also train people and educate people and allow people also to learn how to trade as well, right? And there's going to be potentially more courses that will come out in the future that really educate people and empowering them how to how to learn a skill or learn something of benefit that can transform their life. Now, as an added benefit, as an incentive, the benefit is that iProNetwork offers rewards, right? And it's just like traditional, points, cashback points. You're getting these rewards. And so we don't want people going out there, and you got to make sure you pay attention to your team, because you don't want your team to get affected at no circumstance, whether you're on the internet, whether you're at an event, whether you're personally doing your own event and you're speaking at your house or you're speaking at a hotel, to not talk about investments, because no one's investing. No one in iProNetwork is ever investing. So it's not about talking about, when you invest here, you get this. There is no investments with iProNetwork. You're purchasing a phenomenal product that's been sold even outside of iProNetwork to people that never got a coin back reward, never got an incentive. So what you understand is you're getting these incentives for free, and that you can redeem in the future for Pro Currency. And so that's important to understand. So when you see announcements being done with Pro Currency, and they announced on their Twitter about Pro Currency and Hit BTC, that Pro Currency now is going to be uplisted to Hit BTC, there's a lot of benefits to that. One of those benefits is that Hit BTC is one of the largest and one of the most recognized cryptocurrency exchanges on the planet. I believe they're up there with, I believe they're better than Poloniex, and they're even up there with Bittrex and all the other they're in the top 10, put it that way. And so the fact that we're going to be listed, the fact that, we're going to be able to have a currency that we're working with be listed on HitBTC is huge, because one, that's going to help with transactions, because, those that were trying to buy, those that were trying to buy pro currency in order to buy a product, right? Because sometimes people need to go on the exchange to buy pro currency, or maybe they want to send pro currency from their wallet to the exchange, like Cryptopia. Cryptopia was having some challenges over the last couple of weeks where their wallets, their pro currency wallets, there was a challenge there, and they were saying that this still needs to be updated. Well, to be on multiple exchanges helps those challenges, where now you're on an exchange that's a lot more recognized. There's not as many challenges. The usability of the currency will potentially be a lot higher and greater, especially when you're bringing on businesses now that want to start using pro currency, and they need to be able to know and be confident that if they want to sell pro currency on the exchange or transfer it, that they'll be able to do that without the wallets being a challenge on the wallets. And so for many different reasons, it's going to be a huge benefit for usability and for purchasing products, for people purchasing products, and for vendors accepting pro currency when it's on HitBTC. So that's a huge announcement. But don't go out now and go on the world and talk about it on social media and try to say, right, that this is better for the coin value. We never talk about coin value, because that's not what we deal with. We deal with we're a learning company, and we talk about the fact that you get these rewards that you get for free. We don't talk about the currency. We don't talk about speculation ever, right? And if you think about it, it's very important to understand that if you want to stay compliant, and the company does research and they find out that you're going out on Facebook, on any social media sites, talking about speculation type things, they're going to make sure that they connect with you, and you could potentially affect your account with iProNetwork, because iProNetwork is really focused on transforming people's lives, helping them, empowering them with the education that they offer, and they want to make sure that lots of people are benefiting without saying things that are not compliant. And so just please, when you're talking to your team members, when you're talking with your leaders, make sure you don't post things about pro currency on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your LinkedIn, on any of your social media profiles. Don't create a website. The company's going to be looking at websites now that people have up there that are talking about the coin value and things like that. Don't be doing that. And so if you get contacted by the company, be obliging and take down whatever websites or whatever social media you have out there, because the company is at a point now where they've been around for enough time, and we're going to the next phase of iProNetwork Global, and we're growing at an alarming rate around the world. And so the company wants to make sure that we all stay compliant. So work hand in hand with the company, lock arms with the company, and team up with the company, and make sure that if you see people that are not compliant, and there will be a guide that will be coming out potentially in the future that will be talking about compliance. But the main thing, most of you know what that is, and so just reach out to those that that are not being compliant, and just let them know that they need to change their verbiage. They need to take down that post. And most of the time, when I've seen people reaching out to people that may have been ignorant and posted something that wasn't compliant, most people have been very obliging, and they said, thank you so much for taking the time to reach out to me. I definitely want to stay compliant. I want the company to always be in good standing. I want this company to be around for a long time and do well and help a lot of people. And I don't want to be the person that is out of line. So 99% of people are very obliging, especially if you just reach out to them. So make sure you reach out to them. Let's help each other, okay? But this is a huge announcement for usability, especially with what's coming out in the future with iProNetwork. Holiday promotion ends on 3/14. March 14th, 2018. For those of you that know about the holiday promotion and have benefiting, there's a lot of people that have done very well in the holiday promotion. You can see what your stats look like in the back office. You can see how many people you need left in order to hit your holiday promotion. You can see how much volume you still need to generate in order to hit that holiday promotion. The rules are on the page, so make sure you see what that is. You still got enough time. If you're close to hitting that holiday promotion, you could press forward. I mean, anybody that hits 10 personal sales of 500 or above each sale, right? 10 of them, and you do $30,000 in volume, personal volume, you will end up getting $5,000 bonus. And then there's a match that goes to your sponsor. And so, and for you, if you have somebody on your team that you personally referred that hits the bonus, you get a $2,500 bonus. It's a 50% bonus. Now, if you do that over and over again, like if you have 20 people and 60,000 volume, well, now you hit the bonus again, and so on and so forth. So it calculates every time you hit 10 and every time you go to 30,000 volume, and there's details about that. So some of you may be able to still make an extra $5,000 to $10,000 just on this bonus in the next 7 days, literally, besides all the other parts of the compensation plan, which, by the way, the company is extremely generous in their compensation plan. It blows my mind how generous this compensation plan is, and then the fact that they put a holiday promotion and they extend it to give people more opportunities to benefit is just phenomenal. And so it just goes to show you how generous the company has been and continues to be. And then there'll be discussions about the E-Trader reopening and updates about that and how that's going to roll out for people. Those that have gotten the E-Trader are excited. They've been using it. There's some testimonies that have been coming out. And so it's just a phenomenal tool. It's a phenomenal platform to not only learn how to trade by using the signals, but also using the E-Trader and setting it all up. And so the new announcement on that is that the E-Trader trades on Bittrex and trades on Poloniex. And the cool thing is now it's also trading on HitBTC. And so now that's the third exchange that it's going to be on. And so there's new videos that are being generated and created to teach you how to set it up on HitBTC for those that are already using the platform. And so for the fact that you've got 3 different exchanges now, and I want those that don't know this, when you put your money into the exchange, whether it's HitBTC, whether you put your money onto Bittrex, know that that money doesn't go to the company, doesn't go to a third party. That money is in your control, in your account. And so you could take that money out whenever you want. You can trade it, and you can benefit that way. So again, just know that that money is always in your control, whether it's on HitBTC, whether it's on Bittrex, or whether it's on Poloniex. The eLearn University, man, that thing is coming along phenomenally. Tons of progress has been made. This whole platform has been a custom solution created specifically for us. And what's so great is it goes through the progress of all the different subjects within the course, and then there's takeaways on certain courses, right? Certain courses or certain lessons will have a takeaway if there's an important thing that you need to remember. And then when you hit the progress, when you hit that you completed the task, what will happen is you'll get an achievement rank at the end of completing the entire course. And the more courses you go to, the higher your achievement rank goes. And you also will generate points. And those points are going to be cool and it's a whole gamified learning university. And so it's really cool. A lot went into it. We're almost there, ready to launch. And so just wanted to give you an update of how phenomenal this is going, how it's looking, and where it's going. And then also the marketing platform. I don't have any screenshots. I wasn't able to get screenshots on that yet, but there's over I believe 4 to 5, possibly 8 now, different funnel pages for if you want to market to people in rewards. So for instance, let's say you want to market to people with, just the e-rewards, right? You want to tell people about the e-rewards. Well, guess what? There'll be pages specifically in funnels and training, or I mean, basically a campaign strictly on the rewards, right? On the rewards platform. Then you might just want to, talk to people about the iProNetwork business model. Well, there's going to be funnels, and there's also going to be basically campaigns specifically to that demographic. And then there's also going to be for influencers as well. So if you know somebody that is an influencer on Facebook, or somebody that's a good friend of yours that has a lot of influence and has a huge following, well, there's going to be a different strategy on how to approach them through the through the marketing system. If, let's say, you want to talk about just specifically a certain product, those will be coming out as well. And so just want you to know that the marketing system is very, very close to being completed for people to start testing it, using it, trying it out, and same thing with the university. So just know that it's very close. The company, the difference now is the company is going to be integrating it. Now, this is what I want you to know. Most marketing systems out there, just so you know, are always separate from the company, which means that you don't know when someone signs up, you don't know when someone upgrades, you don't know when things happen in your marketing system. And so a lot of times there's two separate systems. There's the company and then there's the marketing system. Well, what's great about what we have here is that it's going to be integrated, so you'll know what's happening with your sales and with the people that are going through the system, because it's all going to be integrated into the platform of the iProNetwork Global. So just know that doing that integration with everything that the company is doing, with all the things that they're coming out with, just know that that may take a little bit of a while to get that all put together there, because the platform's developed, it's all ready to go, but now it just needs to be integrated. So that's the next level. So I just wanted to give you some awesome update about that. And again, for those that have been patient, it's going to be well worth it, because this system is going to be phenomenal. There's also been an added feature now where it's not just emails, but now it's also going to be able to be text messaging. So just know that before, when we talked about the platform, text messaging wasn't an option. Now the system will be able to be used from phone to phone, and you could literally text someone the platform and be able to track it through the texting as well. And so there's a whole training that'll go with that as well. So just know that this is what we've been waiting for, and I just want to congratulate those that have been patient. It's just going to be over the top. Also, tomorrow evening, e-commerce boot camp. Every Thursday night for the next 6 weeks. It starts on March 8th, ends on April 12th, 2018. So that's 6 weeks every Thursday. And in order for you to be able to participate in this e-commerce boot camp, you must have purchased the eProfit System Package 2000 accelerated package and above. So whether the accelerated package of 2000, the advanced package of 3,000, or the $6,000 professional package, those of you that have purchased those 3 packages are going to get training from an expert in e-commerce, teaching you step by step, basically holding your hand on how to launch your e-commerce business. Because even though the information in the courses are phenomenal, sometimes people need a little bit more hand holding, and kind of need it to be on a live event. And so the fact that we've got somebody that's an expert, and it's not even costing you a penny. So the fact that you purchased the $2,000, the $3,000, or $6,000 package, it's not costing you any extra money to be a part of this boot camp, which this boot camp is worth a ton of money. I mean, 6 webinars, in-depth training, teaching you how to set up and run an e-commerce business. I mean, that's extremely valuable. And I was very surprised that the company didn't charge for this, because the company is paying for this service. The company is paying for this service. It's costing the company money to get this for you in order to add additional value. So that it's costing the company money, and for you, it's free. And so that's, again, the company adding more value to what you already have. And every product that you've purchased has been extremely valuable and has been worth every penny. And now to add this on top of it is just over the top. And so a huge kudos to the company iProNetwork Global for what they're doing, constantly taking things to the next level and helping people. And thank you so much, iProNetwork Global, for even getting this put together and putting this on. So again, tomorrow evening, Thursday night, March 8th through April 12th. And you're probably wondering, well, what time? It's going to be 9 p.m. East Coast and 6 p.m. on the West Coast. 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. Okay. It's not on the slide, but just make a note of that. 9 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then the last slide that I want to talk to you about is the rewards promo for the week. This week's rewards rate is at 2.5 cents for the next week. And so make sure you let people know what the rewards rate is for this next week for those that are purchasing the products from iProNetwork, and what the reward rate will be is 2.5 cents. With that being said, God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. I'm excited about these updates because we talked about the hotel, we talked about the tickets, we talked about basically the lineup of all the amazing speakers that will be at the event, and we talked about some of the phenomenal updates with the university that's going to be coming out very soon, and some more things about specifically making sure that those that are that have purchased a $2,000 package or above get on this phenomenal webinar about e-commerce, basically boot camp. And the other thing that I want to stress is stick close to your computer to get the email from the company giving you the details about getting the hotel, getting a room at the hotel using the company's code, okay, the company's code for that hotel. And you got to use the company's code. Don't just book the hotel, use the company's code. That way they can hold a ticket for you, so that you can go ahead and get there. Now, there's obviously, it's not a guarantee that every single person is going to get a ticket that wants a ticket, right? I mean, there's only so many tickets left that the team that's working down there with the Las Vegas event, that they were able to open it up for more seats to be in the room. And so it's just a blessing. And so there's still people that will be able to come to the event, but it's first come, first serve on the people that make sure that they book their hotel using the company's code. Okay. With that being said, God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you again next week. Have a good night.